Morning guys, how are we doing? Hang on. Yeah, how are we all doing? I'm now 6 days of not being sick. And it is Saturday the 15th of November. We have a standardisation meeting on at work today, and we're only going to be there for like a maximum of a couple of hours. So I've said to the bosses, just let me come in. Mainly because I'm going mad, stuck at home. If I'm making a lot of mouth movement, it's because I've currently got an anti-sickness dissolving in my gum. And yeah, when you think you can taste it, when you know logically that you can't taste it, but you think that you can. I'm having one of those mornings with it. I'm doing a whole lot better than I was. A whole lot better than I was. I really wasn't well, man. I really wasn't well. Bear with me. I could taste it. I could taste it. No, apparently I can still taste it. Okay. Oh god, no, I wasn't well at all. I'm just gonna swallow this. It's good. I can't. It's already been up there 5 minutes. I should say too, it doesn't matter if you do swallow it, it just doesn't act as quickly when it goes into the stomach, so. Yeah. I'm now taking the steroids every day because I can. I'm not going to be throwing them up. I'm taking the antibiotics, which I don't know what they're for, but I'm taking them. I feel a lot better. Obviously, I'm still not 100% at all. I went and saw my brother's missus, my stepsisters, and my stepmum yesterday, and saw the babies, and it was really nice. It was really lovely. Had some lunch, but oh my god, it drained me. And I don't know if anyone else would understand it, or if anyone else without this disease would understand it, but it's like you can quite literally feel the energy sapping out of you once it started. It's very strange. It's like you can literally just feel it coming out, you know? It's very weird. But yeah, I'm kind of treating this a bit as a reintroduction to work, but it's only been a week. If I could go in and, you know, be okay with a couple of hours, then, you know, maybe I can go in for a couple of hours a couple times a week or something at the minute, and sort of build back up. I know that I've got a lot of flexibility when it comes to my job. I know that I've got flexibility like that, you know, you wouldn't believe, which I know I'm very lucky for, because reading on the forums and seeing how some people are being treated in their jobs, it breaks my heart. It really does. And I believe that Crohn's colitis should be covered under the Disability at Work Act. if I'm saying that correctly. It's been a while since I've looked into anything like it. But from what I believe, I don't think it is covered under it. But I believe that something needs to be done, because employers need to understand that as with any disease, you don't ask for this disease, and it's not made up, it's not in our heads, which I think is the biggest thing with a lot of people. And I've certainly felt like it. You get to the point where you're thinking, is it in my head? You know logically that it's not in your head. You know that it's not all up here, and you know that the pain and the amount you're going to the toilet, or the amount that you're not going to the toilet in some cases, you know that that's not in your head. But having other people sit and you kind of just like look at you, it then convinces you that it's all in your head, 100%. Before I got the diagnosis, I was thinking it was all in my head. I was thinking you stress yourself out, you this, that, the other, it's anything, but you never thought it was going to be something like Crohn's or colitis. And to then go into an employment and have them then turn around and essentially say it's all in your head, which has happened to a fair few people. It's so wrong. I mean, oh my God. I believe that there should be something in place that protects people with this disease, because as if it's not hard enough dealing with these diseases as it is, to then essentially make yourself more ill, because oh my God, if I have one more day off, I'm gonna have a disciplinary. That is so wrong. And it's, hang on, I don't want it to, right, I'm gonna speak how I would speak to someone else, or one of the girls that I work with, someone like that. But I don't want anyone to think that I'm downplaying any of the things that I'm going to be speaking about. But it's like, the mental health has been given a massive kick up the arse when it comes to employment in all that last few years. People that have cancer treated completely different, and with compassion and all of that, or they should be. If they're not, then they should be. It also needs to be done the same for people with Crohn's and colitis and anything like this, because it's hard. It is very, very hard to deal with on its own, let alone having to worry about your employment. I haven't got that concern, really, I am a worker, I don't like not working. It sends me voodoo when I'm not doing something. But I know that I've got the backing of the company that I work for. Regardless of anything, I know I've got the backing of the company that I work for, that if I need to have 6 months off sick, my job is still going to be there. Very few other people know that they've got that security blanket, and it is so wrong. So wrong. It's not fair. Essentially, it's not fair. so many people with this disease, they're being turned down for things like ESA, PIP, things like that, personal independence payment, not the, you know, the fucking payment, PPP, isn't it? PPI. Because they might be able to walk 600 metres, or they might be able to look at you and have a coherent conversation. But it's like, but that isn't what my disease is. My disease doesn't affect my walking or my ability to be able to have a conversation with you. Because you're someone that has a disease that is at times completely debilitating. But essentially, because you're able to suck it up and either go to work, be able to hold a conversation with the person that's interviewing you, and just look marginally put together, you're then penalised and told, no, you don't get it. Okay, that's fine. But then the person doing an interview, you are then not there when I am bent over the toilet screaming in agony, thinking that my insides are quite literally being boiled alive. Yeah, because, you know, someone's able to present themselves in a coherent manner. No, you don't deserve it. It's so wrong, and I'm seeing so many people being turned down because they were able to do whatever. It is so wrong, and it so needs to be recognised better as a disease, because it's not recognised fairly. People may think that I'm just pissing and moaning. You can think that I'm pissing and moaning. I'm seeing it. Is it first hand? I'm seeing it every day, where people are going for these appointments at these places, right? They're going for these appointments, and it's for a lot of people, they're saying it's like you're being interrogated. It's like you're being interrogated, and it's like you're there and you don't deserve what you've asked for. And I'm someone that's living with this disease, and I can work, and I have the ability to be able to just walk out of work and say, sorry, see you later, see you tomorrow. Which I've done recently, a lot. I didn't want to say I'm not going to be in for a week, I'm not going to be in for blah blah. Both of my bosses turned around and said to me, well, one of them, but you know, it's come from both of them, said, we don't want to see you to the end of the month. The only reason I've come in today is because I'm feeling good today. And I've felt good for the last 4 or 5 days. But I know that I have the protection there of one, working for my dad, and we have a good relationship, and it being a family run business. So there's me, that's the daughter of one of the bosses, the other boss's daughter works for us. We've all been here for a long time, 6 years in April, you know. So I know I've got that protection. I can't imagine, I don't want to imagine because it would get me upset, of the stress and the fear that would be put onto someone if you wasn't. I can imagine I'm not crying today. I can imagine the fear that it would put in you. if you're someone that does have this disease and you're employed, make sure that your bosses know. Explain it to them. Try to explain it as calmly as you can. I understand that sometimes that's not always doable. Explain it to them. Explain to them that reasonable adjustments need to be made, because reasonable adjustments do need to be made. What the hell is going on with his hair today? Yeah, explain that, you know, you don't want to be off sick, but sometimes you may be off sick and you may be off sick for a while, but when you're able to work, you're going to be working, you know? But I believe that a whole lot more needs to be done in regards to protecting people in their jobs. I think a whole lot more needs to be done for people that are trying to get help through benefits. Because from what I've seen, it is a huge minority that are able to get any kind of help. Specifically for Crohn's or colitis, which is so wrong, because this disease can take everything from you. Absolutely everything. And then you're being left to fend on your own with no help. Most people that I've seen that have this disease want to work. You want to work, you don't want to be sat at home feeling like you're a drain. You know? But I believe that a whole lot more needs to be done in regards to this. Because the way people are being treated isn't fair. Simple as that, really. People aren't being treated fairly. We don't ask for this. And yet you're made to feel as if it's all in your head. It's not all in your head. Or you're interrogated to the point where you feel like it's all in your head, and you know it's not all in your head logically. It's not. We all know it's not. At all. You know the times when you're waking up in the middle of the night and you're sprinting to the toilet because you're going to end up cacking yourself. It's not all in your head. You know? And that is the... You get to the point where you'd gladly invite someone along for a day with you. And you wish for a way for them to be able to feel the things that you feel, because as much as you can explain it to them, they're not going to understand it until they feel it themselves. Have I actually got my things? I have a lollipop. I do. Cool. But yeah, I think a whole lot more needs to be done. because there is like a huge amount of discrimination going on. Huge amount. Anyways, I'm gonna sit and chill for a few minutes because I don't need to rush in. And then I'm gonna go up, have this meeting, pardon me, have fun, have some banter. So, I hope you're all well. If you're not well, just keep going. You'll get well eventually. You're not alone in this at all. Yeah, no one's alone in this. It feels very lonely, but we're not alone. If you're not well, we'll get well eventually. I hope you're sleeping well. Stay hydrated. All that jazz. I'll see you guys in the next one.